Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. I'm here with Abu Bakr Khan, who is venturing out to do a wonderful project, which is to make a cinematic documentary on Maharaja Ranjit Singh, one individual which for the very first time brought together the entire region in the area, all the way from Afghanistan to Kashmir to Ladakh and Leh, up to China, and up to the river Satluj. And he was a formidable force which withstood all the pressures from the British Empire and still remained the sovereign king for 4 decades. So Abu Bakr, I know you were born in Seattle.
Yeah.
Why are you choosing to make a documentary on Maharaja Ranjit Singh?
Well, honestly, the reason why I began was I didn't know much about our history. So I was born here, my family came here 110 years ago. So they've been in North America for quite some time, but they always distilled in me that you need to know where your roots are, understand your history.
Okay.
And so there's a quote that I actually came upon when we were while we've been working on this, that a person that does not know their history, they're not condemned to relive it, they're condemned to forfeit it. And so for me, I don't think many people, or especially people my age, know about Maharaja Ranjit Singh or the Lahore Darbar and the Kingdom, but no one really talks about it. So that's kind of why I realized, you know what, me and my team said we have to go and tell this story.
So we have not seen any really high quality English language documentary on Maharaja Ranjit Singh. Have you found anything
Nothing.
out there?
Nothing.
Have you found any material which is available on Maharaja Ranjit Singh in the libraries all across Europe or Americas?
There's a few books, but then again, with those books, not many people, especially young people, are reading books. So that was a big part too. Was there's some that exist?
Okay.
But it's not a lot at all.
So what do you hope to accomplish from this documentary?
I really want more people to know about their history. I want people to be able to be more confident, more proud of where they come from.
Okay.
Instead of just saying, I must be American, I must be Canadian. There's more to life than that our history is so rich and deep. One thing I uncovered was how our education system was incredible. We don't know that, right? I think now we're so focused on striving to be like the West, but we had incredible role models. So that's what I'm hoping to accomplish, is that more people start diving into our own stories.
So far in your research and the things that you have come across, what impresses you about Maharaja Ranjit Singh?
Yeah, first of all, the thing that impressed me the most, that drew me to him the most, was the fact that he was able to be very calm and to connect a lot of different types of people together. The fact that he had the fakirs in his cabinet, he had people, generals from France, he had people from Philadelphia, which is nearby, all in his cabinet, and he was able to make them all work together. That takes a very calm person. Another thing I learned was just how he was sick when he was young. How he had the smallpox, and how he almost died, how he couldn't see from one eye. Little thing, he wasn't a big force, he was a smaller guy, but he had presence. So these are the things that I'm learning about him that have really made me appreciate what he was able to accomplish and how he was really focused on, let's work together.
So I know that during their documentary filming, or footage, whatever that you have collected so far, you have gone to Punjab in Indian side, and now we have been going to the Pakistan side.
Yeah.
What have you been able to sort of capture in your documentary so far?
What we've been able to capture so far is just the beauty of the kingdom. It was a beautiful place, and how you look at partition and they cut Punjab, 1/3 went to India, 2/3 goes to Pakistan, and how they really just, like the Kohinoor, the British really cut it and destroyed it. So that's what I've been really seeing with our documentaries, recapturing all these beautiful locations that most people don't know exist. That's been fun to uncover.
Yes. So how far have you gone on the northwest side and near the border of Afghanistan?
Oh, we haven't gone
How
too
far?
we haven't gone too close yet, but that's what we're hoping to do in
Okay.
next month. Yeah.
Okay. And who are the scholars that you have interviewed so far?
So we interviewed Fakir Jazuddin.
Okay.
He's actually a direct descendant of the main
The
Fakir.
Prime Minister of Maharaja Ranjit Singh.
Yeah, there we go. The Fakir. So he was phenomenal. We also went to interview Jyoti Amrai. She was the woman that did the book with Rajwant, The Empire of the Sikhs.
Yeah, Empire of the Sikhs.
And now we're creating our list of all the different people. We want to be interviewing people in Britain, some people in America, people in India and Pakistan. So
Okay.
we're compiling the list now.
Okay, so this will be the first ever high-level, wonderful quality documentary on Maharaja Ranjit Singh. Recently there was an article by
The BBC.
BBC.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
That was funny. A few people sent it to me, and so the BBC did an article on the top 5, or it's top 20,
20.
top 20 great leaders throughout history,
Yes.
and Maharaja Ranjit Singh was number 5.
Yes.
So that was
And the 20th is the Abraham Lincoln. This list of 20 people who have ruled many parts of the world,
Yeah.
starting from the Pharaoh of Egypt
Yeah,
in, what is it, 12th century BC.
I think so. Yeah.
This article lists all the 20 people, and Abraham Lincoln is the last one.
Maharaja Ranjit Singh is number 5.
Yes.
The top 5.
So what does that make you feel?
When I saw that article, it really made me just happy. The fact that, you know what, first of all, it was a professor at University of Alabama that was really vouching for Maharaja Ranjit Singh, which is pretty funny. But it also just gave me that, maybe a little bit of validation that, you know, we're on to something.
Mm.
Right? We're really, how many other Punjabis are on that list,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that was kind of, for me, it made me happy, but it also made me say we have to keep doing it.
Yeah.
We have to keep working.
So one of the things which I think impresses me about this whole project is that
Yeah.
you being a Muslim, from a Muslim background,
Yeah.
you feel inspired and motivated to make a documentary on a Sikh emperor
Yeah.
who ruled over Hindus, Muslims, and Sikhs and engaged the Western generals. That's a wonderful story. That's right there is something what the world needs right now, right?
Yeah.
In terms of the division and polarization, what we see here, what we see in South Asia,
Yeah.
in America, and many other parts of the world. These are the sort of inspirational icons of human history, who could be highlighted
Yeah.
to be presented as role models for the rulers of today. Is that what your motivation is?
Well, I think that
I don't want to put words in your mouth.
No,
I
you're
just
not,
wanted
you're
to
not.
hear from your.
the motivation was, again, like you're saying, that we love to pat ourselves on the back and pretend we're very secular in the world we live in now, but as you just said, look at what's happening in India, look at what's happening in America. For us, it's the more we uncovered it, we were just trying to find the truth.
Mhm.
And so with Ranjit Singh, he's a person. That's the best part. It's not a guru or a prophet, he's just a person.
Yeah,
And
and
that's-
with all his flaws,
Yeah, exactly.
all his shortcomings.
He's just a person.
He was punished
Yeah,
for his
many things.
immoral behavior.
But he was just a person, and
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing is he's relatable.
Yes.
I'm just a person,
Yes.
right? I'm gonna make mistakes, and the fact that him being this person that's indigenous to the land and he's a ruler of the people, they invited him.
Mhm.
Did you know they wrote a letter? I think it was 12 people wrote a letter inviting Maharaja Ranjit Singh to come and take over. Like, people don't know, and it wasn't Sikhs, it was Muslims and Hindus saying, yo, we would love for you to come and rule.
Mm.
People don't know these stories.
Mm.
So for me, it wasn't really about the religion. It was just that they were all Punjabi and they were like, hey, like, you have so much in common.
Yes.
Let's live together. Why can't we live together in harmony?
And the good thing about this whole era is that the Sikhs were in a minority.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, it was my matter. Yeah.
The population over which he ruled, majority of them were Muslims, and then Hindus, and Sikhs were in a small minority.
Yeah.
But yet he was able to create a sort of a system,
fully
political
functioning society.
Yeah, fully functional society where there was no death penalty,
Yeah.
and he was still able to have a good law and order,
Mm.
and encouraged all the religious places, gave money and donations to all religions.
Yeah.
And the language was Persian.
Yeah,
The official language was
Persian,
Persian.
yeah, all the languages.
So there's so much that could be brought forth in the world
Yeah.
in the shape of a documentary.
And that's why, even to end off on that thought, the world we live in right now, we're using religion to divide.
Yes.
And the British did a great job. I think the first time they went into India, or they went into the region, they did a census, and they couldn't divide. They didn't know how to divide the people.
Yes.
And their census failed. The second time they did a census, they started dividing people based on religion.
Mm.
So when I look at Maharaja Ranjit Singh and this time period, you see that they're all living in harmony, and they have their different religions, and it's possible.
And it's just about 150 years ago, right?
It was nothing. That's the crazy part.
Yeah,
It's not a long time ago. Yeah,
it could be done. It's a modern history.
it's there, and that's why we're really focused on getting it done as soon as possible, because the longer we wait, people are kind of destroying a lot of those locations and all that, because we don't know the value of them.
Yes.
We don't know what happened there.
Yes.
So that's kind of why we're.
And I was intrigued that he told me that he was able to get to some of the forts which were built by Maharaja Ranjit Singh, right?
Yeah.
In Pakistan side also?
We went to forts we've gone to so far as we went to his one in Amritsar,
Okay.
Gobindgarh Fort.
Yeah.
We went to the one by the Dharamshala, that's where he made the furthest gate outside. That's Kangra Fort. In Pakistan, where did we go? We went to a place near Gajranwala. It's one of his forts. It's a few hours, maybe an hour away.
Okay.
We've gone to a few different locations,
Okay.
right? We've gone to his Samadhi, we've gone to a few places, but
And you have seen the enormity of his vision
Well,
and his military
yeah,
acumen, right?
he did, well, okay, he did a lot of military things, but also people don't know that he put the gold on the golden temple
That's
on
right.
the vendor side. He was the one that he made. Again, people don't know these things.
Yes, and he gave money to the temples in Benares and also supported the Muslim places of worship.
Yeah.
So this is a lot to be told.
fun.
And how long will this documentary be?
90 minutes, so like a feature-length documentary.
Okay.
But you never know; it might not be the only thing.
Okay.
Just getting started. Yeah.
Okay. So they have lined up the top scholars to be interviewed for this documentary, and they've had wonderful cooperation from the Pakistan side, from the government of Pakistan, as well as from the Lahore Museum,
Oh yeah.
and all the people who are. Tell me, how are you related to the gentleman who has the Ganga Sagar, the gift from Guru Gobind Singh?
So my sister is actually married to his son.
Oh.
Now, yes, we're even closely related, but we come from the same clan, the same group.
Okay.
And then now, the heir of the Ganga Sagar is my brother-in-law.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's even more.
Wow. So his family, his sister's family, is blessed by Guru Gobind Singh Ji. So this is really great. Young person from a completely American and Canadian background, venturing out to make a documentary on a long-lived king in
It
Punjab.
doesn't make sense when you talk
Yeah,
about it.
but this is an amazing story. And one of the things which I want audience to know, and I think your documentary can show, that because of Maharaja Ranjit Singh, this is perhaps the first time the people of Punjab were elevated to a level where they could rule themselves.
Yeah.
Other than that, if you look at the history, they were ruled by all the other different forces.
Yeah.
But this is the region where the first civilization of Harappa and Mohenjo-daro happened, a region where most of the religious texts were put together, including the last one, Guru Granth Sahib.
Mm-hmm.
And yet these people were disenfranchised from having a political power.
Yeah.
And Maharaja Ranjit Singh comes on the scene and brings them together, make them the rulers. All these different communities coming together, living together harmoniously, having their own religions and their communities being nurtured very well.
Yeah, and that's the thing is I think we tend to focus a lot on a lot of negatives,
Yes.
right? And there's in the documentary we're gonna find all these different things, but how do you balance all these different beliefs? I think that during this time period he does a good job of doing just that. There's gonna be hiccups. That is life.
Yes.
But he does a great job, I think, in the grand scheme of things, of balancing, okay, how do I make sure this is happening here? And you mean, how do you make sure that they're all living together and not in fear of their life or upset that someone is praying a certain way?
So ladies and gentlemen, we are eagerly waiting to see this documentary, and this will be completed by next year, 2021.
Inshallah, there we go.
Yes, and this will be the first time when in the entire world, especially the Western world, will get to know who Maharaja Ranjit Singh is, and hopefully this documentary will be used as a educational tool by our community, by the people of Pakistan, people of India,
Yeah.
to educate and see how we have lived together in the past, and we could build a beautiful, wonderful future for the South Asian region and for the world.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank
Really
you.
appreciate it, and may God bless you.
God bless you.
ਸਾਡੀ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਇਸ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਨੂੰ ਅੱਲਾਹ ਤਾਲਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਚੜ੍ਹਦੀ ਕਲਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਮਤ ਬਖਸ਼ੇ, ਤੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਦੱਸ ਦਈਏ
ਹਾਂ।
ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੋਰ ਕੌਣ ਕੌਣ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ, who are the other team members?
So there's Gary Chatta, Vrinder Sangha, Manvinder Dak, Shilpaka, Manny. So it's a team. We have a full team.
So
And
you have the
also
Sikh
have-
boy, young boys, young men, and
We have a Hindu woman too. And we have that crew. We have Mr. Dr. Rajwant Singh. We have a team. You know what I
Wow.
mean? we got a good team around us.
Okay, well, thank you, and
Who else?
I think this is going to be a really a wonderful journey and wonderful endeavor. So ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧਾਈ ਹੋਵੇ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਕੰਮ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਹੋਇਆ ਜੀ, ਤੇ ਆਉਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਸਮੇਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਵੀ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਨੂੰ ਮਿਲਦੀ ਰਹੇਗੀ, ਤੇ ਇਸ ਪ੍ਰੋਜੈਕਟ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਿਰੇ ਚਾੜਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਰਦਾਸਾਂ ਵੀ ਕਰੀਏ, ਤੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੌਜਵਾਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਾਂ ਇਨਕਰੇਜ ਵੀ ਕਰੀਏ ਜੀ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।